coffee.
Let me get it up. Yeah.
Um,
Are we back?
I just think everyone needs to get a Costco membership.
Right.
That's what I think.
My mom has one of these hers.
Hey man, I'm telling you, Costco's the shit. So one of my
we were
other
talking about bulking, how to get bigger.
So one of my other favorite things
See.
I like is I got one of those NutriBullets over there.
Yeah.
But it's like some smart one and it tells you like what ingredients you add to it and the nutritional content of it, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty awesome.
But they have like 5-pound things of like cereal over there, but we're not talking like Frosted Flakes type of just cereal. But I would get like it was oats with almonds and like dried cranberries and stuff. But I would make a shake with that with Greek yogurt as well, and I would add like 2 things of Greek yogurt, and then on top of that I would add a scoop of protein. So in the mornings I was getting like 100 grams of carbs and like 125 grams of protein in a shake that I would finish off over the course of like 2 hours while I was just driving around or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's a couple different types of protein. So like Greek yogurt would be slower digesting, so it would keep your blood levels more stable. But the quick acting whey would give
I
you
think
like
that gets a job.
shock whenever you first wake up.
See, I guess
And
that's
then I
my,
would do the rice and chicken thing.
I guess that's my thing. I don't like fruit and I don't like vegetables. If I do it in a shake, hey, okay, because I think I'm more.
You don't have to eat fruit or vegetables to get big.
Fuck no, that's like.
I
Well,
know.
fruit can help you get big. I'll say that because
You
there's a lot
should.
of carbs.
You
but-
should.
My coach, he told me, he was like, if you don't like either of those things, you don't have to eat them. Like, I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sounds like not the best, like, soundest
It's
nutritional
true,
advice,
but
but
like to get big, you do not have to eat fruit or
that's
vegetables.
absolutely true.
But you definitely should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're stupid if you don't.
I do
potatoes
it
a
in shakes.
vegetable,
That's all
right?
I can do it. Like I'll do a salad. I don't mind a salad, but like just eating straight a vegetable, I'm like I'm gonna put it in a shake.
What about
Put it in a
and then-
shake.
You
What
can't
about
eat
sweet
blueberries.
I don't like the texture. I'm a texture.
What
That's
about
why I
a
don't
sweet
like any
potato?
of it. I don't like the taste of sweet potato. I can't do it.
Okay, because I was gonna say it should be the Lee Haney diet.
Speaking of eating and getting
We're
big,
eating 20
can we
sweet
talk about how
potatoes a
this
day.
bug is just staring at my pork rinds?
I was still
For real. He actually looks like he has a wing coming off of his like front arm there because of his skin hanging over. It's pretty funny. You can almost kind of see it in the video here whenever it comes up. It just looks like he has a lat spread. That's what it is.
Come on, pork rinds.
Well, I'm gonna also vamp up my training as well.
Do you have a coach or do you just do your own thing? Like what's that? How's that work?
I just know what I need to do.
Really?
Yeah.
And you said that self motivation that keeps you doing it.
Or if my body will cooperate. I don't know.
So I think my biggest problem with me staying on track is drinking. Because I get like, it comes to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, I'm sitting there and I'm like, do I want to go have a beer with friends or do I want to go work out or do I want to do both? And it's just, me go out and have a drink after the gym, then the next day I feel like shit, and then it's kind of like,
There's
you know,
been a
what do
few
you
times when we've had some shots and gone to the gym afterwards. Hasn't it been fun?
How was the workout?
Deadlifts and what was the thing? The deadlifts and whiskey thing or what the fuck was it?
That's from a Huck Finn barbell kind of shit. I love Huck
To
Finn
be
barbell.
honest,
But that's what he does, right? He does shots and then he lifts.
yeah, like
He like shotguns a beer and does like fucking bench presses and shit.
Hold on to the
I was gonna say like the alcohol almost like numbs any sort of like a struggle. Whenever you're like really pushing hard, sometimes you're like mentally like fuck this sucks like I'm deadlifting, but you're like so drunk that it just doesn't matter.
You're
You
like,
just
"Alright,
like keep
this is
going.
good, this is
You just
good,
keep
this is
fucking
good."
going. Yeah, you're like
I've
laughing.
never deadlifted or worked out drunk before.
I definitely have, but your barbell path is not the same.
I don't recommend that.
That's it. Yeah.
I've taken shots and done deadlifts, but I wasn't drunk. And then one night after a night out at Jack's, we stopped at Citadel, and
Yeah.
this girl had just broken up with her boyfriend, so everyone was there grieving with her, I guess, at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Grieving
And
is another great name for train shot. No.
Sliding into the DMs
and,
in person.
Oh, we'll all be there for you.
so
Don't even worry. We'll form a good support tribe.
that was not me personally. One of them did get hurt. But I I did a clean and press with.
Oh, I remember that shit. It was like
with-
255
with-
pounds.
with like jeans on,
And a button-up shirt.
and I kept falling over and over and
It
over.
was funny because he finally got. It was like 255 or 275, but you like walked with it. Yeah, it was intense.
Good. One of those.
It's all again.
Barbecue. Pigskin. Moof. Don't you move at my food? Moof.
I think I had more sugar in that Mountain Dew and in that.
Oh wow, you
Snickers
got
bar.
regular.
Yeah, I did. And that there's 130 grams of sugar in this.
Holy crap.
What's your view
And
on
then-
soda? Like
and then
drinking
in
soda
this-
and working out. Because I feel like I spend off
27
soda.
grams of sugar.
The only time I ever get soda is if I
And
get
I had
like
a
Jack
turkey
and
cookies
Coke.
and cream bar.
But like Coke, Mountain Dew, stuff like that.
How often a week do you do a Jack and Coke?
Like once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah. It was
Jack and
usually
Diet Coke.
it was usually more if I went out to a bar.
Right.
Because usually
I think
more-
once a month it's okay.
Yeah.
Once a month is all right.
What do you think about somebody that drinks like say like Diet Coke or something like that every day?
One or two a day is probably fine.
Diet Coke,
But you
like-
gotta drink enough, at least a gallon of water.
The counteract.
No, not the
just
counteract.
general.
You just you
Yeah.
should drink a gallon of water.
Okay.
Because that Diet Coke sure as fuck is not all water. I mean,
Yeah.
like, how much of that is, like, artificial sugar that's just, like, you know, digested differently? That it's not
You
hydrated.
just need a lot of water.
Well,
Yeah.
basically the only thing I drink in a day, like just a normal day throughout the week, I drink a shit ton of water, coffee, and milk. I drink a half gallon of milk a day easily.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, honestly, I've made myself do like a gallon of water a day because
Mhm.
my coach told me that it's better if you do that and you won't cramp as much. So, which
It's true.
it's crazy because like when I first started working out on my own, I didn't do all the water, and I would work out, and the next day I'd wake up and I'd be like, ugh, this
So
is
you've
terrible.
only been working out for how long? This last stint.
This last one I've only been working out for like 2 months. 2 months with a coach,
Okay.
and I started back as soon as I got the coach. And like when the whole COVID thing started going on, he had like a home gym kind of thing, so I've been doing that a little bit at his place and a little bit at me. So it's like,
Well, that's good. At least you had a gym to work out at.
I know.
I knew of a kind of a speakeasy type of gym that was once used during the play.
During the troubles.
But
Is that the one y'all go to?
No.
Oh, we have 5 years.
I don't know what you're
All
talking
5 of
about.
them.
I think you just gotta put some time into it. I mean, I trained nonstop till from when I was 18 to like 24.
What are you now?
26. Right. I am.
How old are you?
But like it was like nonstop. There were no breaks ever.
Yeah.
You know, I never took more than a week off. But
I think out of, like, everyone in this room, I've had the most inconsistency.
you did pretty bad.
It has.
That's not good.
He's seen me, like, go probably at my smallest of, like, 180 pounds and, like, go up to, like, 280 and then back down, like, more than once in the same year.
Jeez.
I'm mad. A complete mess.
Like, earlier this year, I probably, like, in terms of how much strength and size I've lost since February, I think I've lost almost 80 pounds. I've lost over 150 pounds on my bench, over 200 pounds, 300 pounds on my squat, and same thing with my deadlift. It's probably closer to, like, 360.
Have you not been working out?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I broke my wrist at one point, though, earlier
When
this
did you
year.
break your wrist?
Whenever I was drunk.
What?
Drunk
Yeah. I kind of, like, took a tree. I was really dumb. I was at my friend Clayton's
Punched a
house.
tree?
No, I took a tree and picked one up off the ground.
I took it with
I
me.
took it with me
Why is
to
this hard to
another
believe?
to another tree, and I was like, I'm gonna break this tree against the other tree, and I held it
Did that?
like this with my wrist and like
Right.
slammed it up against the tree as hard as I can, but the tree didn't break. Only my wrist did.
Why would you do
I
that?
was drunk, bro. I had like a full bottle of tequila that night, bro. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was throwing trees and like bonfires. This whole
Surprising.
backyard almost lit on fire that night. It
I'm
was
sad I
crazy
wasn't
as
there.
We should have a bonfire.
I agree with the bonfire. That would be pretty nice.
We have a lemon back on the field.
What?
I need some sunglasses.
But I mean, there is that, and that was like the main thing. And then also, for a moment until we started getting all that home gym stuff at our house, with the COVID and the gym shutting down, there was like almost like a month and a half of not going to the gym on top of that. There was nothing open. I mean, there's like push-ups you can do and shit, but I mean, you
That's not
lose
the same.
strength.
Yeah,
You
you're not
lose
getting
strength.
the full effect.
Yeah. Like, I don't care how many push-ups you do in a day. It's not going to keep your bench at like 315 plus, I don't think, personally.
Nope.
I don't know. My bench is like 135 right now.
Lies
Yeah. With one
I feel
arm,
like
on
you're-
the other
I
arm.
was gonna say, I feel like it's pretty
Yeah, dumbbells in each hand.
Yeah, exactly.
For 8.
Before this last break I took, my shoulder was feeling really strong.
Mm.
You know, Mike, I was getting pretty strong.
Where
Yeah,
were you at total wise, like each lift, do you think? Like, even if you didn't hit
I
it.
couldn't squat because I can't
Oh,
hold
yeah.
the bar, but my deadlift was, you know, it was around 700.
Mhm.
My bench was probably 475 maybe, and you know, my safety bar squat was getting pretty good.
Mhm.
You know, over the 5s for, you know, sets of 5s and 8s and pretty easily.
Pretty good, man.
But I feel like I am more flexible now because I lost a lot of muscle. I feel like, but I can get that back.
Yeah, it was so funny.
I
I
got
worked
that.
out with my friend yesterday or whatever too, and we were going to the gym, and I was like, that was one of the first times of them really going to the gym like at all. And they're like, yeah, I really want to like start doing it because I used to do it in high school and shit. But then it was funny because they were like, you're like kind of big. I'm like, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm starting to lose mobility, but like we just worked out our arms, so I was like trying to reach for the seatbelt, and I literally couldn't fucking do it, and I had to like throw myself back there to grab the
Yeah.
seatbelt. This is like the point where it's like I don't want to lose any more mobility beyond that. Like I like being able to scratch one side of my shoulder. But man, I don't want to go back to where it was I have to have back scratchers and corners of walls here. We're losing its paint for rubbing your
We did
back
that
up
marriage.
against it.
Like,
Yeah. I don't want to do that shit again.
I mean,
It's-
eventually
it's
you're
not
gonna
so
feel
bad.
because the older you get, the more flexibility you use. So just go ahead and get a back scratcher and fuck it.
I mean, I have it, but I broke it.
But it's
Accept
like
it.
OnlyFans.
Just lean into
I
it.
broke
I can touch my back for the first time in like years.
Do it.
It's crazy.
Do it.
Yeah, where you got? What have you got? Showcase
Like,
the back
not
mobility.
even much. Like,
But you can do that. That's
but I can see this.
Damn. I can't do
How far can you go?
that. How far can you
yeah.
go?
Try it. Attempt.
I still don't see how you walk at work.
It's hard.
Now
It's
my
hard.
He
left,
doesn't do the whole reach over on the side. He just leans back.
my
Oh,
left,
He
absolutely.
gets that water,
I fully
water
count
gun.
that.
Water gun.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
That's what the bidet's for.
It's a home bidet. It's a work bidet.
He takes a water.
They
bottle.
have those.
Is that Justin?
It is Justin.
Oh, Justin.
Hey Justin. Hey Justin.
Justin. Hey girl.
Caller. Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, you can't see my.
He says that to
curtain
everybody.
that well.
You can't see what?
You can't see my curtain that well.
What is that?
You see my
The wave.
I don't know. I think that's a Demi Lovato.
He say?
No, I love you more.
Oh.
What's Illy?
He wants
So,
to
have you
Illy.
heard any news on the impending war with China?
No.
I have not heard any updates in the past 10 years of any significance.
What?
I have not heard anything in the past 10 years of the impending war on
To be fair, the only thing I've heard has come from you. And I don't feel like I'm living under a rock. I just,
So what
Did
are you
they
trying
hack
to say?
something again? Did
you're
somebody-
you're clearly more in touch with it than I am. That's all. And
You're
whatever
not reading the right
resources
papers.
I get. Well, I'm not really reading any papers, but
But I
like,
see.
What papers are you reading?
is 8? I mean, I
The
haven't
Chinese
been covering
press is
news
what he is.
tightly in the past few days. If I'm honest.
You can speak Chinese.
The Associated Press,
Yeah,
AP.
Of China.
He's the Chinese morning news.
Yeah. The rising sun.
That's Japan.
I know.
Do you think that there's not an impending conflict coming to China?
Like
No,
a
just
physical
Taiwan and
conflict or
China.
like a.
You do not.
I do not.
No.
Wow.
Just between Taiwan and China.
So you don't know what's going on either.
No. To be
Obviously
honest, no.
Okay.
But
Garrett, do you have any idea what's
I
going
know I have enough military friends that definitely would have been like, yo, you coming back in by now if there was something about to happen.
It'd probably be further along for them to get to that point.
I'm probably one of the
But,
stupidest people
I don't
I've
know.
had on this podcast just for the fact that I don't watch the news.
Oh.
I don't believe in, I don't not believe in politics. I don't pay attention to politics. I've never voted. I've never.
You weren't old enough to.
I mean, I've never voted either.
I just don't
Yeah,
like. I don't watch. I don't read the newspaper. I don't get into stuff like that. Like I'm not into current events. I should be. I mean, really, it affects my job. It affects everything I do. But
Right.
on? You don't have to be.
I just don't have the.
You really don't.
I don't have the drive, and I don't ever
That's
take
okay.
interest. I don't know why. I just don't.
I mean, it
It's
doesn't
alright.
directly affect you that much
No.
until something really fucking happens. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's
right.
fine.
That's true.
Gary, do you keep up with it? Current events? I know you do.
I mean,
you
definitely
watch
does.
CNN during the day. You know about the war that's coming.
There's no discussion about an impending like war.
Oh,
With
yes.
China.
There
I
will
mean-
be, though.
No. I don't doubt that there's like some discussion, but I don't think it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Material.
I don't think it's material right now.
No,
Yet.
not yet, but it will be.
But it's also been talked about since 2018 on that kind of level, as in like it's, you know, there are so many issues with the United States and China, especially since Trump has come into office.
Yeah.
But like when, but
Because he apparently had some trade issues.
But what's the biggest issue? Like, what's the biggest reason for that? Because like, there's a litany of you know, civil rights abuses that they've done for a long time with a
China,
lot of different
right?
So
with
that
a
way
lot
you
of
can sit
different
back
reasons,
and still be
right?
in the
So, like,
camp.
It
what is
sounds
this?
very bad.
Yeah, so like the Uyghurs are being treated
But in
extremely
camps
terribly.
is what it sounds
Yeah, I think like the Tibetans have had to deal with this for years and years and years.
We wouldn't
Taiwan is
Taiwan
very
is
adamant
big.
about
It's a democracy,
right, and are like,
as far as I
y'all
know.
can't infringe on that shit. And
China's like, you don't exist.
right, so it's like, I guess like so, it's like a number of other things that I feel like I see conservative politicians or conservative talking points being brought up about is like these things have been issues for a long time.
Yeah.
Why now? Like why is like what particularly happened? Like what's the Pearl Harbor? Like what is the issue that's making this a thing that has to happen now
And then you feel like
versus
there's-
all the things that have happened?
And then they're
Do you
Like
feel
what
like
is the direct
You know, there's
conflict with us that that impacts our
probably the
national
coronavirus.
interests.
Probably the coronavirus.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's saber rattling happening like currently?
Like what?
Saber rattling, as in there's like veiled threats that something like could happen.
Showing their teeth.
Yeah, everyone's been
Either
fucking doing that
I
shit. They've
definitely
been doing
think
that
so.
for a while.
Both of them. China, claims they own things in the South China Sea.
Let's not even go
and
into
then
South China Sea, yeah, because they developed like 4 years ago the first ever anti-aircraft missile and blah
They're
blah
very
blah, and,
aggressive.
like all this other shit. Yeah, they've been doing that shit for a
And
while.
But why now?
there are communist. I don't know.
Is it
why.
like what's the straw that
I
breaks the
didn't-
camel's
There
back?
really
So-
isn't one, to be honest. with
I
you.
don't.
It's
I
just-
would say I really
one
don't
big
know. Maybe
unusual.
the coronavirus.
Right, or like,
I mean,
or is it just
specifically,
electioneering? Like,
between the U.S. and China, is there saber rattling? Is what that question is.
I mean, there has
They're
been
always-
for a while, yeah. Like
Yeah.
their anti-aircraft missile I brought up was developed specifically because of the South China Sea conflict, and they did that because we started to move our aircraft carriers over there, and
When
they
there
didn't
is
want
a
them there.
war, it's
So they
going-
made an anti-aircraft missile.
It will
and
not
we moved our
be
shit.
with American troops on the ground. It will
Oh,
be
no.
the Navy and the Air Force.
Under 10%, which
Okay.
would fucking destroy them.
They
Holy
would-
shit.
Right.
We really would.
Oh, we will.
We have
Oh, we
a
will.
drastically overpowered
Yeah.
Navy compared to literally everybody in
And
the world.
it will be
combined.
fought between India and China on the ground, I
Mhm.
think, because they've already skirmished in this.
Which is also another nuclear power, mind you.
Right, it's scary. Will
Mhm.
China, if they can their nuclear weapons get here, because they'll do it.
Yeah.
If they
Not
feel like they're
China's.
losing,
No, but it's not China's.
No.
Russia's will, and guess who probably has
Russia will
Russian?
not.
No.
We will destroy
No,
Russia.
no. But China probably has Russian nuclear weapons.
Maybe.
They're allies, bro. Like, I guarantee you, Russia is like, yo, in case some shit goes down, here's some of our tech for you to get some of your nuclear payloads over there. And they definitely have ICBMs that would reach over here for sure.
Well, right,
Under
but then
10%.
when you're dealing with these major political powers, what's to stop groups from allying up? And then there's becoming another world war.
I mean, that's what it would come down to.
I don't
If there's
So
think
then
any
does this just
major
become a
power-
mutually assured destruction sort of
I
scenario?
don't
And then you're just
think-
like,
And then
it's
nothing
not worth
happens.
it? Right! Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the point of all this?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't think
It's
anything's
Like,
gonna
play the
happen.
scenario out, and why?
I think they're going. I don't think Russia's going to ally with China. Because Russia will be destroyed.
I mean, the world would be a better place without China and Russia.
Russia ain't
Governments.
shit. Russia ain't shit. Okay.
No.
Sean,
One-
be careful. You're gonna get poisoned by a Russian spy.
One shitty aircraft carrier. They have one shitty aircraft carrier. They have
No,
like 12.
what they really have outside of the
Come on,
Tsar
but-
Bomba, which is no longer in service, is they just made a ICBM called the Hades ICBM. And if I'm not mistaken, it can carry 70 separate nuclear warheads. And
Wow.
it would literally be able, one ICBM from that would be able to wipe off the entire east coast of the United States.
That would
or the
not
west
be good.
coast. One missile.
I
They have
feel-
over 20.
I feel like I don't want to go to war. I think Russia will stay out of it. They will not go to war with the United States.
I just know if either one of us, Russia or the United States, really went to war with each other, everyone really would end
Like,
up-
what if it is found that
I fully believe
China
that.
had something to do with COVID-19?
As in purposefully?
Yeah.
I guess it would.
That's a hard
Because
task
Jerry,
to prove.
while this has been going on, they've been very aggressive.
Well, like,
They've not been checked at all.
Aggressive up in what way?
Well, in the South China Sea, they've been very aggressive.
So they're almost using it as a smokescreen? Is that what you're
Yeah.
implying? Okay.
They had the skirmish with India on the border. All these things have happened in the last 6 months.
Have they not done that all the time anyway?
No.
Really?
not with
No.
actual conflict.
Oh, I've always thought that they've always just sort of been like very quiet.
No, they
No,
they,
no.
they and they
Oh,
killed
okay.
them with hand weapons. They couldn't. They have this part of their
Right.
treaty is where
Right.
they can't have guns within like a certain length of the disputed area. So neither side close has guns, and they fucking
With
hand-
India?
Yeah, India and China, in that
But what's the
disputed
dispute?
area.
What's that?
It's in like
Is it on Kashmir? But that's not.
it's like
that's not China.
northwest India.
So this is China, not Pakistan.
It's not
To
Pakistan.
clarify. Okay.
It's India and China.
All right. Well, if anyone knows a lot about this and is watching, feel free to send us comments. So that
Links
we don't
and
have to try to
shit.
look it up.
You do not
I did
see
not
an
know that.
iPad directly in front of me that I can easily look at.
Right. That's not
Just
what
so
it's
you know,
for.
That's not what it's for.
That's a pornography only.
That's
let's,
sure.
let's be clear.
For sure.
That's
bro.
for
Don't check my
OnlyFans and
private-
creating
yeah.
OnlyFans related content.
Yes.
We'll link our
I,
OnlyFans
I
later.
was researching the Secretary of State today,
Okay.
Pompeo. It makes me uncomfortable that he's the Secretary of State. Okay? It's not good.
There's a lot of folks in that cabinet.
Right.
that I'm comfortable about.
Right.
I just wish
I
Matt
feel
was
that
still in. I would
people
feel so
talking
safe
about
at night.
putting Jesus
Agreed.
and Christianity back into
I hate that
American
word, but
culture
agreed.
and stuff
Yeah.
Right.
is alarming to me
Yeah.
personally.
What would the Unitarians say about that? What would the founding fathers say
Keep
about
it
that?
out. You have to keep it separate.
Yeah. Did you go on record and say that?
They did say that, definitely.
Founding fathers said, "No religion in our goddamn government." LOL.
They said
GTFO. FOH.
There's a lot of quotes that just were not published about like founding fathers and other men.
they were Unitarians. A lot of them were Unitarians, and
Yeah.
Like-
you were telling me this, and I'd never heard of that. I was not aware of that as a religion
yeah.
until you brought that up.
very.
Those are good, aren't they?
A very good quote from Abraham Lincoln that nobody really knows about is where he said, "Fuck it, bro. Let's lift some heavy ass weights and get jacked." It's very
Sounds
well
like
known. I'm sure you've seen that on Facebook at some
I
point.
have, yeah.
with his
Yeah.
giant top hat and his
I
sleeves
know.
coming
He's just
off.
sitting there like completely straight faced, like fuck
Abraham Lincoln's not on Facebook.
it.
No, but that's actually why Boots shot him, because he humiliated him in the gym.
Fucking
Oh,
He out-angled the shit out of him in a Durgaro type.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see
The
that.
last month, I've looked at probably every picture of Abraham Lincoln that exists.
Weird. But
Weird.
Flag born.
But okay.
Weird fetish.
Yeah, the daguerreotype,
I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
the cameras at that time were a chemical process, and they were there were no pixels.
It was phosphorus.
It was like
right?
very
It was like-
detailed. You could really
Was it
zoom
like
in.
silver and arsenic or something?
What was it?
Or mercury. Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was like
Are you
silver and
talking-
mercury.
Who the hell was on our meat wagon?
Me.
Oh. I'm like,
So wait, where are you going with that? With
the photos are
pictures?
very detailed.
Yeah.
You really can see what these people look like. So you really, because all you see the $5 bill, you think Abraham Lincoln, you think this person that is, it's not really him. But when you look at a picture of him, you really can see what he looks like.
Can
from
you
different
pull one
angles.
up on here? I want to take a look, and then we can put it up to the camera. We'll do very low tech, because I don't know how
No
to.
screen sharing.
Yeah, I don't know how to screen share. Justin, I don't know if you're smart enough to know how to do that.
We can. It's just on the. We have to do it on the laptop for our primary.
Or on the device that we're broadcasting from.
Well,
I'm being attacked.
I don't think you can directly do it on there. No.
How to cast a picture or a video or something onto the broadcast?
We want to show you guys our favorite porn.
Justin, yeah.
Yeah.
When in fact we actually just want to show you our favorite 160-year-old pictures of Abraham Lincoln.
we have pug porn.
Ew.
Okay. Whoa.
Really zoom
It
in.
happens every week. There is some form of pug porn.
Dang, man.
You can see what he actually looked like.
Yeah.
The
You
real
have to
man.
use a laptop.
Yeah, the Warriors need a center. They should probably.
Right? He looks like it.
This fool, you'd have to use a laptop or some ish. Since you're using a phone, you're kind of limited. Look at this
True.
picture,
Get it.
and it's not even just the hat. I mean, this dude could body Joel Embiid. I feel like.
Who, Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
His narrow ass couldn't do that.
I mean, he could in the post.
He was very athletic.
He was, yeah.
Undefeated
Also-
wrestler.
No, he was
6'9", undefeated wrestler.
He was
Wrestling
6'4".
I thought he was taller than that.
How old is
But
he?
back then, it was like being 6'9" because people were so much smaller back then.
But-
Can you put it up
Okay,
to the camera? I want to see if that
All right. Here
so everyone
But
can-
he was a champ.
He big. He a pro wrestler.
He was known as a great wrestler on the frontier.
Don't tell me that guy.
He did
He was
wrestle
born in
as an
Kentucky.
active president too, like random people.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah,
also
the
has
basics.
that gay lover he was wrestling in that tent with.
That's not true.
That guy could start for the Celtics right now.
Oh, for sure.
You know, Abraham Lincoln's skinny ass was probably hung.
And that,
That's why
this
Mary
is
Todd.
this is
That's
scary.
why-
That big booty.
That's why Mary Todd. She couldn't resist.
She was
That's
a
big
satisfied
He
beard.
whipped
Alright.
he whipped it out.
How big of a booty did she have though? Quick, Google her.
Mary
Mary
Todd.
Todd, big booty.
And she was crazy.
She was a
She
pod.
had cakes.
Mary Todd
I mean-
Lincoln was crazy.
If she was crazy, that
in
means she'd
an
get hit
insane
like
asylum.
After he died,
Yeah.
because she was missing that big old
She was just with his head.
She threw it in a pizza
Oh,
bread.
right.
That's what she did. And she-
It was.
Here, you
Yeah.
can see
She
this.
became a shopaholic.
There you go.
Girl, who hasn't?
Um,
I don't have the D
adorable
anymore,
face.
so I spent all my money at QVC.
it's kind of crazy. But she had a tough
on.
life.
I gotta see it here. You gotta see.
You know, two of her
Look at that
sons
face.
died. Two of her
He's so
sons
cute.
died, or maybe
By
three sons.
You can't do that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So they had two kids that she.
oh my goodness,
Not
she was only
miscarried,
5'2".
Holy shit.
Whoa.
That's some Hastor Bjornsson and his girlfriend level of
He's
shit.
6'4" and she's 5'2".
Dude,
was
you know how
14
that
inches taller
went. You
than
know
her.
how that went.
Oh yeah. She had a size.
So what you're telling me is that Mary
And-
Todd in 2015 would
She
be
was a
hanging out
fast
outside
Oh,
of the
yeah,
Green Bay
dog.
Packers locker room.
And well, Mary Todd Lincoln was from.
Just sending out wild ass DMs and shit.
He's
I don't
so
remember where she
tall.
was from, but it was like in
Only
the
talking to
Midwest.
people in the
I just
double
assumed she's
digit
from
measurements. For real.
But yeah,
So he's tall and
he stole.
he's 6'4".
He stole her from Stephen
He has
Douglas.
horns.
How do you feel about that? Stephen Douglas is really short, so Stephen, you know,
So
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of my people, man.
he wasn't. He was really short. He was like 5'4".
That's not big.
Yeah, he was tiny. There's a thing that Grant mentions in his book about Stephen Douglas, who was the vice president of the Confederacy during the Civil War. And he mentions that when Grant met him, he had this huge coat on, really thick coat, and they're like, he really didn't look that small. Like people had said how
That's
small
why.
he was, but he really didn't look small. And then they're like, he took his coat off.
And he
And
lost
I've never
more than half of
seen-
his mass.
Right, I've never seen such a
He was like a Pomeranian
transformation.
or some shit.
And,
That's what.
Grant joked about it because Lincoln apparently, because Lincoln met with some people right at the end of the Civil War in Richmond to negotiate terms.
Yeah.
The war ended though, but one of them was Stephen Douglas, and he met Abraham Lincoln there. That's when Lincoln saw it, and then Grant saw it after the war.
What's all what?
There's a challenge.
It saw us,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, or how small he was.
Mike, look at the TV right now. Look
What?
at the black one.
The pug? Oh, he's
See
slick.
that face. He's being too cute. He's hogging the camera.
I know.
Very,
Seems
very tall
You
Lincoln
should
had
go
a
on my
very
spotlight,
attractive
Kirby.
wife.
I know for
She
real,
did.
Reggie.
They had 4 sons.
He's using
Yes.
pedestals.
3 of them died in childhood.
Fuck.
Then her husband was killed right beside her.
Willie, Tad,
Robert or something like that.
Robert is the only one that survived. And Robert saved the older brother of John Wilkes Booth.
What?
At a train station.
Did you know that?
He
Or did you
not
just
know
save
at
some
the
dude
time.
and then like turns out
No, it was
you
him.
killed my father? Or
It was him.
Your brother killed my
Edwin
father.
Booth. Google Edwin Booth.
And he was
But
blah, blah,
apparently
blah.
she had
He
bipolar
killed my
disorder.
father.
Yeah.
Prepare to die.
She was institutionalized in 10 years after he was killed. And then died 6 years after that.
That
7 years after
piece
that.
of shit, John Wilkes Booth, shot this man point blank in the back of the head with this little fucking Derringer pistol right in front of his goddamn wife. I mean, John Wilkes Booth
And then
was
dabbed.
he was
And then down.
it
For real.
jumped down off the balcony, broke his leg, and that's really what fucked him. He would have got away if his leg was.
But he was trying to flex.
It was severely broken.
He was trying to. Wait, what did he say again?
Six Semper Tyrannis.
6 separate
He was doing it for the gram, obviously.
He was.
Well, he jumped, so it was more like a vine.
Oh,
Or the
wow.
TikTok.
Robert
It was a
Lincoln-
TikTok.
Robert
He's like,
Lincoln married.
I'm a
Six separate
savage.
Tyrannis. Dab.
I'm a
jump
savage.
off.
He married a woman named Mary, which is like his mom.
Yeah. Weird.
His
And-
whoa.
And he was also a politician as well as served under Grant in the Union Army.
Yeah.
When did the bloodline end, or is it still running to this day?
I think it's still going.
I'm the,
Nobody notable though.
I'm
I was
the
gonna
poor
say,
wizard.
like, what
The founder
happened?
of the
I
at that
actually-
point?
The Lincoln Town
looked.
Car.
He was the United States Secretary of War from 81 to 85.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of someone. Do I know the last name Lincoln?
The Lincoln
Only
direct.
porn
There's
stars.
no direct Lincoln to
I can't even name the porn stars.
And he was
I know
ambassador
some.
to the UK.
No,
Yeah.
see,
Penny Lincoln or something like that. I bet you I could Google that. Penny Lincoln Nathan.
Is she like,
John
she like a
Wilkes
diamond,
Booth.
diamond Lincoln?
Older
I feel that's
brother.
more- Diamond's a
I could
very
say that.
common porn star name.
For sure.
We'll all be damned.
For sure. I knew these twin girls in high
It'll
school.
be
Their real
an
names are
Irish
Diamond or
treasure.
Treasure. Yeah.
Straight up porn star.
They had a child named Mamie.
Mamie? You don't. That's
What?
not a child's name.
What is it?
Mamie.
Mamie.
M-A-M-I-E. Is that Mamie?
Yeah.
Mammy.
A mammy.
Miami.
Miami.
Gary had a mammy growing up.
I did.
A mammy?
Sure did.
How did it spell?
I mean, that we didn't call her
That's
that.
the role. It was the
That was
lady
kinda
who
cool.
helped raise him.
Like a Sancho?
I mean, she didn't really help raise me. She was more of. She came over like twice a week and like helped my mother clean and that kind of thing.
We had one.
And just
The
like
hell?
my mom paid her like $20 a day, so it's super cheap. And like we had her from the time I was like I don't know, like 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that, till I graduated high school.
Did you ever hit it?
What?
The South is a wild place.
She was like 60-something years old.
So
My
did you hit
grandma had.
Question not rescinded.
Absolutely not. Was nothing like that.
My grandma had a maid. Somebody that helped her family named Marge.
Mine was named Sally Mae.
And she basically raised my younger,
And that's who we
my
pay every
older, my
month now.
uncle. Because it was like,
Well, I can
you know,
assure
she
you
was with
that
the family
Dan
for a
girl
long
with that
time.
powder milk titties takes like.
I think they paid her pretty good, but my great grandma
And she's
fired
like,
her
actually,
out of
your
nowhere.
diapers.
My great grandma
Change it again.
apparently got
That's
hot.
Don't keep shaking.
How about we do it again?
Yeah.
Don't yuck my yum.
She was we had one when I was a kid. She was a white.
That's like my favorite phrase.
My grandma paid her.
What?
Don't yuck my
Don't
yum.
yuck my yum.
We're not gonna yuck someone's yum.
House.
Live your
I've
truth.
always been strong,
Just make sure.
anti-kink shaming
I don't know.
myself, so it's fine.
Orderly, you know.
Right.
Don't yuck my yum.
Live your truth.
She paid good money for it though.
It's a little.
I mean, 'cause that shit's expensive.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't
Right
understand the whole
It's 'cause he's
like
not
how
gonna
she paid her $20 a day. I thought, okay, $20 a day.
Oh my
whatever.
goodness.
I think you need to go.
Like looking
see
back
your
on it, I was like,
Michael.
I'm not sure she was making
You
minimum
need to go be
wage.
cute over
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Go cuddle Michael.
Go be cute over there.
look at him. He's being stupid here right now. Pass the pug.
Pass the pug.
Pass the pug.
Pass the pug.
Here, buddy.
Woof. Look at him. It's like, hey.
Here
I
we go.
think it's kind of died out.
Here you go.
I don't know though. Like, there's some people still
Yeah.
have maids, or like help people that help them. But it's a valuable thing.
My parents have a cleaning lady that comes twice a month.
Well, my mom has a cleaning company. That's what she
Well,
does.
okay,
This is an upside down pug.
but that's not the same.
No, it's not at all.
No, I mean, I grew up fairly well off, and we definitely didn't have
Yeah.
one.
This is like somebody that would basically look after you
Yeah.
a lot of times.
And take care of all of you.
Oh, I had for a couple summers, I had like a babysitter who, like during the summer when we were home, and she would like stay with us basically 5 days a week and just like drive us to shit.
Did
But she was
sleep
like,
in the
she
same
was like in
bed?
high school,
Oh.
and then like low key had a crush on her for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So did you hit it? You have to know.
My
Somebody has to
12-year-old
know.
has
Yeah.
at most probably 11.
Oh,
I
she
had a
was- she was
crush
18.
on my babysitter when I was like
No.
probably only 4 years old. This
You
girl,
hit it?
this girl was probably
Stop.
like 14.
That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
hit it?
Her name was Lisa.
Lisa.
She was my mom's babysitter.
Wait, say
Let
your name
me
was
tell
Lisa?
you, she was
That's
a
kind of
freak.
a mom name.
That's a what?
Mom name.
That's a mom name if you were born in like 2002.
Yeah, whenever I hear
I was
Lisa,
born in
my
97.
name goes straight to Lisa Ann. And I'm like, yeah, Lisa. Yeah.
If your parents were born in the 80s, that's a mom name.
My mom was born in the 70s.
My mom was born in '69.
What was your mom born in?
78.
My mom is 41.
That is uncomfortably close to the 80s.
My mom is 41.
She's 41. Whenever was she born?
78.
Your mom is only 6 years older than me.
I'm 23. I was born in 97. I just turned 23.
You know what's sad is I'm not even holding you here.
I'm 5 years older than
Fat.
my mom.
I just can't.
Are you really?
Can I call you Dad?
No.
You do already, Poppy.
You can call me Daddy.
Poppy.
Lo siento, Pop.
Look at this. He's like biting my beard.
He's a beard biter.
How old are you?
When I had a long beard, it was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah?
All the time.
Buddy.
I told you I'm old enough to be Daddy.
His future ex-husband is
It's okay.
younger,
Yeah.
years older than your mom.
Be cute. Or say hello
So
to the
that's like
podcast.
well within the sphere of
Yeah.
Oh, wait, y'all
dateability.
are still married, aren't y'all?
Technically, yes.
When are y'all planning on?
Zach got
fat. Ugh.
when the time is right, the time will be
It's
right.
a process, so we have to.
I'm ready.
We're trying to show him off for the camera.
He's a camera hog. Honestly,
pathetic
I can't work with this. I mean, I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be here in the moment, and he's
Have you ever seen the movie The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
That was
I have
my
not.
favorite
Long time ago,
movie
yes.
as a kid.
I didn't see it. No, like my one that I knew about as a kid was Jingle All the Way.
I was about to say it. I
Jingle
bet
All
I
the
was
Way.
about to say it. I was like,
I
I bet you love Jingle All the
It
Way.
was fucking.
I
loved
knew
it. That's Phil Hartman in it.
Yeah.
I don't know
He
if
died very soon after.
You haven't seen that movie?
I have not seen it.
You know
Oh,
Phil
man,
Hartman?
Sinbad's in it. and he's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
bad.
Sorry,
Yeah.
his
His
Fucking
wife
crazy.
murdered him
Oh
soon
shit.
after that movie. I love that movie.
What
No,
year
it
did
was
what
great.
year did it
Run it
come
down,
out?
run it down, run it down.
97.
I was
Yeah, I think 96,
Weird.
97.
Just like that, you're like, yep, 97. Obviously.
It was like 96, 97.
Obviously.
I was like, I don't know. I was alive then. I couldn't tell you the year.
Man, my favorite movies of that time period. I loved Air Bud. I don't even know.
Oh, I love
Air
Airbud.
Air Bud,
I
Space
gotta
Jam,
say Air
Jingle
Bud.
All the
Never saw it.
Way.
Spaceship is.
No, I love Space
I was
Jam.
watching
I watched
Terminator
it. It's on
2,
Netflix right now. I think,
Yeah.
or it was.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Design Tuma. Who is your daddy? And what does it do?
So many good
Put the
Arnold
cookie
movies.
down.
There's a lot then.
I mean, like,
Twins.
quote all his
Oh, I
movies.
love
Did
Twisted
you?
Danny DeVito.
Apparently they're doing it again.
Oh man.
Wait, and they're putting oh god, there's a third person in it, and because I saw this on an interview thing. I want to say they're doing a third one, and it has like Kevin Hart in it.
Is it?
Because why not?
Isn't Danny DeVito the penguin in the Batman movie?
Batman.
Yeah.
He was the Penguin.
Oh yeah.
He was.
That was his best. That was
Holy
his best. Like it
shit.
hit him so well. I was like,
That's so funny. I did not know he was a
All
Yeah.
those like
villain at
90s
any point.
awful movies, Batman movies.
I
were good.
love
They
that
weren't
one with
awful.
the Riddler.
I was not like.
And-
I
I
did
was
not
not-
like it.
that one.
And like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Yeah, Mr.
I,
Freeze.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Mr. Freeze.
chill.
Batman.
like, I just didn't think those were good.
I know.
Like you
No,
can't.
but I loved how cliche they were because those were like so bad that they were good.
Batman Forever.
Yeah, I
was
like those.
very intense.
Who's
Yeah.
that one?
That was with Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the
What year was
that was
that
the
one?
second one.
It was like 90.
The second one. I think the
I
first
would
one
say like
was.
96 maybe.
I thought it was 97.
I think
yeah,
it was
like,
early, I would thought it was earlier than that because the first one
Batman and Robin was
was
98.
which was Batman itself, and that was the one with Keaton, and that was like 92, I thought.
Maybe 89.
It was early, it was
Yeah.
early 90s at least.
My favorite one is still the Scooby Doo Batman one.
What?
What?
You don't remember Scooby-Doo?
Meets
and-
Batman and
Yeah.
Robin.
You don't remember that
Is this a
shit?
cartoon?
Yeah. They had like an entire season together of like solving crimes and like Batman and Scooby Doo.
You know that?
Imagine that.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
I love that you know
I'm
that.
sure
Yeah.
Batman was like, the fuck are these stoners doing here? Like,
They were
I
like,
used to
great
watch-
detective work, kid. You're a
I
bunch
used to
of
watch a
real
lot
true
of
heroes.
Scooby Doo. My dad.
is this an internship? What are they doing?
I don't know, man.
Do I need to sign something?
Oh man, my other favorite matchup with them was fucking Harlem Globetrotters.
Okay, that's the
That
one, man.
That was great.
I love
Oh
that you
my
know that.
God.
I like.
Yeah.
I love that you know that.
It was also like a solid 20 years before you were born, which is crazy.
Scooby Doo.
I know, it is
All
a
my mom
lot,
let me
yeah.
watch was
Like
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Oh, I love
And
Gargoyles.
Scooby Doo.
I can't remember Gargoyles, but I remember watching.
I've seen a meme. Oh, it's like
Thunder.
they showed Goliath
SWAT cats.
on there. It's like a meme. It says Goliath, and they had the picture of like this like from the 90s. It's like Asian girl like drinking something and watching a computer screen. It was like my 12-year-old gay ass discovering I'm gay. Because Goliath was like jacked,
He was.
and it was just like
Me and Mike watched like one
What
episode
about
on Disney
He-Man
Plus,
and shit like
and
that?
then we watched Camp Rock.
We did.
I think Mike watched. Have you watched Camp Rock?
Nah, but
It's
you
like
remember?
2000s Disney.
You
I
okay,
stopped
early
watching
90s,
Disney at that. I did watch some Disney because my older sister did.
90s Disney. Do you guys remember Soul Blader? Wasn't that? the
Yeah.
name of it?
No,
Holy
hold on. It was
fuck.
called Brink.
Brink.
No, was
And
it
they were the
Brink?
Soul
Yeah,
Skaters.
Soul Skaters, yeah.
Brink was the
Team
name.
Pup and Sons.
Team
Yeah.
Pup and Sons. I cite that shit all the time.
I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know.
No,
Every
you know
time we
that-
watch the dogs, I'm like Team Pup and Sons.
I know. And you know
Somebody
what
Here's
told
like, what are
me.
you talking about?
Somebody, a Jamaican guy, told me I look like Beans from Even Stevens.
No.
You look nothing like that.
I was
No.
so
Why?
insulted.
Yeah, you don't.
He was probably being racist.
I love Even Stevens for the mere fact that it takes place in fucking Sacramento. And I'm like, what a boring place
Honestly,
to stage
it
a
wasn't
fucking
that
show.
bad.
I never got
To
into
be
it,
honest.
but that's the Raven. I was like, yeah, that's my shit.
So I watched this interview with the girl who played Ren Stevens.
Christy
Ramon-
Carlson Romano.
Romano, yeah.
And
I
she
remember
fully
that.
comes to the fact that who's her little brother again? Just do it. The actor who's like big now.
Shia LaBeouf.
She fully was like, this is a Shia show, and like that's how it was like marketed to her, that like she was taking a back seat to
It was him.
and I didn't realize that. Like
I didn't either.
You did?
But,
But
like,
was his
She
show.
had a really dominant.
I would have
personality.
thought, I thought
did.
that she was the main character.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't,
was
honestly,
Steven.
I never saw a lot of that show, but
Ethan
like.
Stevens, that was him, but he was Steven.
No, I get that,
Yeah.
but like I would have thought that was more her show.
She
than
was
his.
really dominant
But
in
the
the
way
show.
that she
Yeah.
described it, like 15 years after
Yeah.
the fact, she was like, "Yeah, like when I did the audition for it, this was a Shia show," and I was like,
I've never heard that.
"I had not. That's what
Wow.
I'm saying. I was very surprised, and obviously his career
Yeah.
launched after that, right? And he clearly had a much more robust
She
career than
stopped
she did.
acting.
What is she doing nowadays?
Is she
Not
hot?
a lot, I don't think.
Is she
She
hot?
probably had a family.
Yeah, is she
Um,
hot now?
Did you hit it?
Well, she was in Sacramento, and I did go to college near there, but.
Hey.
I don't think they feel that would be such a bummer. If you're like, if you're in like LA and you're like, now you have to go to Sacramento to go shoot for this show, and you're like, this place is hot, it's boring, it sucks. It
Right.
smells like cows.
You know, some people. Did you ever watch the
You farted.
what was it? The Karate Kid remake thing that they had on YouTube? Okay, if you guys never watched it, you have to have YouTube Premium to watch it or whatever. It's like, if you guys didn't know this, so you remember Karate Kid, right?
Of course.
What was the main character's name?
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the actor.
yeah, the
Daniel
character's
San.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah, okay, so you know the guy that he beat up that was in
Yeah.
Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai, yeah.
Actually, the real twist of it was the guy in Cobra Kai was the one being bullied, and Daniel was actually the bully. And the guy
I
in Cobra
saw
Kai,
something about
the
this.
guy in Cobra Kai though was like he was chilling out with his girlfriend that one night on the beach, and then this guy comes up out of
Okay, yeah,
nowhere and
yeah,
tries
yeah.
to take it away from her, and then he knocks this fucking dude out and steals his girlfriend.
So this
And
is
that's
a,
Daniel.
this is the whole thing.
It's so,
So, like,
fucked up,
they
but
have
it's centered around the dude from Cobra Kai.
So
So
okay,
good.
so I've
I've
seen
heard of it.
videos like
It's
this.
so good.
Have you
like
ever?
a different perspective or something?
It's
Yes.
basically like a
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, they don't produce anything new to my knowledge, but they're just like it's like a critical analysis of the plot and be like, here's why everything you know is wrong. And there's a whole thing about this. Like there's an entire channel, for example, that's called Zach Morris's Trash. And if you guys ever watched Saved by the Bell, I don't know
Oh
if
my
you guys
God.
did.
It would come on early in the mornings on TBS when I would get ready for school.
Okay, so I watched the hell
The
out of it.
Demon Miyagi.
And so basically,
Oh,
what it
it's
was.
coming to Netflix? Okay, because it's on YouTube.
Oh no, they're talking about the new Karate Kid movie. She is.
Oh,
But anyway,
okay.
so if you guys ever watch, you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
A little
bit, a
little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, so like in the show, the main character is Zach Morris, and he's just like fucking Aryan super child, right? Like blonde hair, blue eyed, like talks to the camera, can freeze time, whatever. Like not really, but like when he's talking to. Anyways,
Yeah.
so but he's made out to be like this hero, right? Like he's the person that as the viewer that you connect with, so you want him to win at all times. So as the viewer,
Zach
but then
Morris
you look,
is trash.
you watch these things and they do a critical like dissection of his actions
Right.
throughout each episode, And it's basically him just like manipulating people because he's a piece of shit. And you realize like, what the fuck was I watching this whole time? Like, is this why I have such bad character flaws? Because like I idolize this guy on TV who is this like icon of like white male America.
Oh my god.
Who just manipulates the
Everything
shit
wrong
out
with
of
me.
people, and you're just like, this is why I'm an awful person. Because the 90s taught me that this is the thing that you're supposed to do. And where it's just like take down everybody else in the name of the game to get the pretty girl and
Fair.
whatever else. And
But-
so it's super fun. There's like tons and tons and tons. Like it's literally there's probably 20 episodes of this thing where there's like
Okay.
here are 20 on an episode by episode basis 20 examples of why he's a piece of shit human being, and I don't know why this writing flied in the 90s,
Right.
but it totally did. So it's crazy. So it's same sort of
But-
thing, right? As Miyagi. But
I have to tell you though, the reason why I brought that up though is because whenever we're done with the Karate Kid filming of their second season, the entire cast was at the masquerade.
oh really?
And I was trying to flirt with a female protagonist the whole fucking time while I was there. And I was actually getting somewhere, and then she's like, I really shouldn't do this though, because I have a boyfriend. But the girl that I really liked, I didn't realize didn't have a boyfriend at the time. But I didn't even know like anything about this show. And they were done with the second season, I only know that they were a part of it and all this other shit. They were pretty fucking cool, but apparently they love the masquerade though, and anytime that they're like filming here in Atlanta, they go there.
So did you hit it?
Disappointing, you know.
Is that the term we've been using?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Did
Did you think about hitting that?
Okay, for sure. I was trying to shake her back.
Did you mentally hit it?
Michael, when was the last time you hit it?
Believe it or not this entire fucking year with anybody.
Wow.
I know.
Hey,
This is the most
that's the
celibate
responsible
I've
thing
been.
to do. As a single person,
This is the most
that is the
celibate
responsible
I've been
thing
in my
to do.
entire adult life.
I've actually
Absolutely.
I've re-announced my virginity actually after this year, so
Well, I mean,
I'm
you
a
gotta.
virgin again.
Okay, but look, the
Unfortunately,
last
you're not.
time,
Is that how that works?
the last time I hit it, I lost a fucking child.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I mean that was into
So,
then
Michael
coronavirus
has worked
happened.
the celibacy
Celibacy.
now.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a monk.
I'm a nun. Oh my
Yeah, sure.
You're a nun.
Only in the bedroom on Tuesdays.
It's the specific.
Just my prayers on weekends, like on my knees, praying.
I love how slow this Abraham Lincoln picture.
Pretty intense, right?
Look up what was her name? Mary what?
Mary Todd.
Mary Todd.
Look
Let's
up
see that
Mary
ass.
Todd ass.
She got a dog.
Mary Todd.
She got
Yeah.
a dog.
What are the search terms? Mary Todd plus ass.
Yeah.
Mary Todd.
Mary Todd Pod.
Lincoln fanfic.
No. They were like.
Fanfic. Oh god, there's
Oh,
some
she double
super
thick.
Oh man, are you sure? Yeah.
Now you see why Graham put him in the craziest. He's like, bitch, you are crazy. But goddamn, it's worth it.
I want to see the thickness, and I want another shot. And I want another shot.
Fuck it.
Okay.
She
Mike,
was
you
a
want
very
one?
handsome woman.
God.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You can tell from the face that she has that good.
Oh.
She has that good. Hey, you got that video.
Oh,
Did you like that video? I sent you last time, by the way.
I already talked to you about this, and yes, I did.
Bro.
I don't think you replied to it.
I did reply to it, and I realized that was
Bro,
funny.
what the fuck?
Right?
Mike, you want another shot?
You
Yes.
jelly?
Has
Not
had
now, not right
some
now.
hard
Yes.
times.
Give me
in
like
your
20
life.
minutes, and I'll say yes.
She has.
For real, I
What
will.
about
Just
it?
like
Like number
I haven't eaten a
Oh.
ton today, so
Oh. Wait, what?
Gary was our. I like.
But did you see her sister though?
Did you see your sister?
Oh
like
man, Emily Todd's sister though, bro, she actually
Very
cute
Todd.
as fuck. Yeah, look at that. She looks like fucking what's her face from Star Wars?
She got
Princess
Facetune.
Leia?
She got Facetune though.
Bruh, she looks like Princess Leia. Look, tell me this girl right here
Great
does not look
position
like
of
Princess
like
Leia,
a quick
slave girl.
fact puller.
He was good. He was
okay,
good. He was
okay.
good.
I
Doing
know.
his work over there. I like that.
Look,
We need that.
this is the sister that he tells you not to worry about right there. You see this?
Mike, what
Can
is
you see
this?
that? Looks like Princess
I don't
Leia
know.
over in this
Is it what I
bitch.
think it is?
I don't know.
That's a
that?
copyright.
Look at that
You
sister.
can put it-
I
Yeah.
genuinely don't know.
It's fucking cute compared to her.
It smells
fucking
sweaty.
Jesus Christ, Mary.
Yeah,
She was
you're
a
right.
jealous bitch growing up. That's what aged her.
I don't know how to describe her, but I'm pretty sure it would start with.
Oh, here. Yeah.
Mary Todd was. Or maybe that's the Abraham life. Maybe Abraham needed that thick
Here you go.
gal.
Here, we'll make it easier.
I already did one.
Oh, well, fuck it.
Mine's not doing one.
I mean, he
Oh,
stole,
okay, fuck it.
stole it from Stephen Douglas.
Alright, cool. Appreciate it, fam. I got it. Cheers. Bam. What? Sean, you didn't want one?
I poured myself a pretty robust drink, so I'm doing okay for the moment.
Have you ever had? I can't remember. It's a whiskey, but it's a root beer whiskey. And the bottle, the label of it is like red and white, and it looks like a circus tent.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's 40% content.
I've
so-
never tried it, but I've
Holy
seen that for
shit.
sure.
Yeah, my ex, she was a bartender, and she told me about this shit, and she made me try it. Bro, that shit was good as fuck. To be honest with you.
Oh no, go sit
I still like
there.
the
Go
signature.
relax
The
over
signature
there.
drink is amazing.
Go.
I know.
Go get your- go get
It's
your-
so refreshing, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Okay, good.
Go see your Uncle Michael. Go. Go get him.
All the dogs.
Michael needs to
Upstairs, I think.
Here you go. You want chip? You want a little chip?
You want a seaweed chip?
See me chip. Go.
He's super athletic.
What do you want to discuss? What are
I
some of the things we had lined up?
well the two things that I
Who's your
mentioned
favorite porn
were
star,
your
you can ask that.
your foray into Instagram Ask Me Anything.
Yes.
Where you can share as much or as little as you like.
Okay.
But
and
we
I
have
kinda
certain
wanna hear-
topics that we need to avoid.
There's none. There's none that pertain to me anyway. And then your experience with your 29 hours with Ulysses Grant.
Okay. I can do that.
You spent 29 hours with Ulysses Grant. Where
Yeah.
at?
Like they were in the
Did you
same
hit it?
parlor.
Did you hit it? That's what we want to know.
I mean, TBH. No, I don't know. I can't really think of what.
What
I
do
can
you
imagine what
bathroom?
it looks like.
Did you, Jax, hit it? Yeah, one time?
At Jack's?
One time.
I don't know.
Yup.
I don't know.
Ulysses
That's
Grant?
Oh,
That's-
man.
He actually looks very Russian.
That's what my my mother's boyfriend who's from Cuba.
Cuba?
My youngest
Cuba.
sister's father. He'd be like, I don't know, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not super mad at that.
He was. Ulysses Grant was really small.
I mean, so am I.
Body dysmorphia.
I mean, height-wise,
What? How tall are you, though?
5'8". Or I'm. If you want me to be exact, I'm 5'8.5". I'm literally halfway between that. But at 35 years
But on
of age,
Tinder, I'm 6
you
foot.
should. One should not say I'm 5'8.5".
Growler.
Because that's kind of trash.
Growler.
No, I ran down actually. I ran down to 5'8". Although so there's a.
So that you leave that half inch of pleasantly surprised.
That's right. You always
Never
undersell,
disappoint.
always undersell and
Undersell.
overlook the deliver. That's right. No, so this buddy of, well, I guess I'd call him a buddy of mine, because I've spoken to him
I
online.
guess I
frequently.
call him buddy of mine.
Well, okay, Gary knows him very well. So like before Gary and I met, like they were tight, and so he would like take him actually to like Falcons games and stuff. He grew up around here and all that, and so I met him for the first time. Like in the recent past, and he says that he's 5'8", and I met him, and if he's fucking 5'8", then I'm goddamn 6 foot. So I'm like, maybe I should. I mean, I could probably oversell it. I could probably, just from looking at you could probably. If I told you I was 5'10", you probably wouldn't doubt it.
I'm about 6'1". Stand up. Stand up.
Okay, let's all stand up. Height comparison.
How old are you? How tall are you?
I don't know.
How tall are you? How old are you?
I don't know. No, because I think I'm legitimately.
Okay.
I think I'm 6'1", 6'2", to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
you have to.
And I don't have a problem
With it, I'm saying like 6'1", 6'2", but at the same
Alright,
time, like
I
Gary's
got you.
6'4", right?
And no, Garrett, yeah, 6'4".
Oh, look, you can't even see his head. It's like,
Yeah.
So tall,
Yeah.
Mike's like,
so be good.
so big. Look at the booty cheeks, though.
I know, right? My legs.
Look how little I am.
I know.
I can fit in the whole screen.
Put Mike in at scrum half, and he thinks he's as big as a lock.
You can fit in the hole.
I mean, to be fair, no, I won't blame that. But I'm definitely big as a prop.
Dude, I'm looking forward. I actually really want to go play rugby with you guys.
Have you
Should
played rugby?
No.
Are you
I
going
would
to?
fuck some shit up. Yeah.
I don't even know. Well, not like
We
Justin
gotta
Rugby,
figure
but-
shit out.
I did one tournament.
Well,
That's
the club
that
has
was
to too.
terrible.
Okay.
We still gotta figure it out.
I'm
But
really good at athletics. Like, I played every sport growing up, but like the one thing that stopped me was I had that Seaver's disease, heel tendonitis that we were talking about.
absolutely.
Yeah, and
I
that
know all
fucked
about
up
it.
all my sports. But the one thing I did during that time period, I ended up on the state swim team. So, but that's
That'll
it.
do it.
That's it. That's
Oh, I was a
the
swimmer
only thing I could
too.
do.
I
That's
wasn't
all
any
could
good
do.
because I'm short.
Okay, fair.
Short arm, short legs, not really that good for
So,
swimming.
okay,
but
like I know I'm tall now, but like to be honest with you, like I don't even think at the age of 20 I was 6 foot tall yet.
that's weird.
I didn't stop look, I think I started puberty late, but I don't think I stopped growing until like 25, 26.
Wild. That's wild.
I'm not joking. Like I legitimately think within the past 2 or 3 years I grew another inch or two.
We could be like me, like
Height-wise?
my
Yeah.
first rugby.
Weird, because my hands
sure.
and feet and head have definitely grown.
Because
Like,
I was a
no one
lot
else has
closer to
until, like,
Sean's
20.
height. To be honest with you, Sean was not much shorter than me at a certain point, but now I feel like he's like an inch or two shorter. Would you say that?
He's
I
talking
feel like
shit about your
whenever
stature.
I was, yeah, no. I was saying like I know I started puberty late, but I was
You
saying
were always taller than me.
I know I was, but I was saying I don't think I was as
How tall are you?
I'm like I thought I was closer to your height whenever I first met you though.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so. I really don't. I remember you always being the same height.
I don't think I was nearly as tall as I am now.
I think you were.
Uh,
I think maybe we both might have grown an inch.
that's what I was saying. I think like within the past few years that I grew.
Since
like
I've
an
been
inch.
20, I think I grew an inch. I think I'm like legit 6 feet tall now.
Wow.
Maybe still 5'11", but it was like 5'10".
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, I think I was like 6 foot exactly when I met you, but now I'm like 6'1", 6'2".
I got my knees done.
Your knees done?
Are we still talking height? Yeah, I guess so. Not by choice.
We know about Justin.
When you're the little
Is that
one.
Justin? Isn't he like 6'3" or 6'4"?
Yeah, Justin's.
He's taller than me, right? Justin, are you taller than me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Justin's like, I'm 6'4".
Who's Justin?
Justin
6'4",
is
400
my
kilos.
brother from another mother who lives up in Columbus.
What do you say?
6'3".
Okay.
400 pounds.
No,
With abs.
I do have probably I have more friends than probably anybody you know who have 400 pounds.
Justin is my
I
sister.
met one of them.
Justin's my sister.
Not in person.
Well, not in person. That's a big motherfucker.
Hi, sissy.
So,
Yes!
Yes.
So we had this thing where we were tackling. We were learning how to tackle with two people. Like if you're trying to tackle somebody and they're still resisting because maybe you only got them on their waist or whatever, and it's not enough to take them down, that you'd have somebody assist. And so the guy who
Try harder
played on the
next
team,
time and don't be a little bitch.
sometimes it takes multiple people to take someone down, right? Or at least to do it like in the moment. Like maybe they'll get them down to 5 yards, but
Right.
you want to get them before they get rid of the ball or
Right,
they want
right,
to
right.
stop, right? So the guy who was like teaching it, he was calling it a tackle assister,
Mhm.
but like there was no way that he was able to do that without it not sounding like,
Like
tackle
a sister.
tackle sister. So that like
Yeah.
became this whole thing on our rugby team for about 2 seasons.
And you guys like started holding each other's hands,
Yeah, it's like,
skipping to the
tackle
sunset.
sisters, go!
God.
It's like being a, like you know
Come on.
a team like we are is really fucking funny and it's impeccably on brand. So that was really fun. So now it became this whole thing where we were like sisters, and now the dog
See,
is
like-
resting his head.
I was thinking about that because like, you know, whenever I got rid of like that like protective side of me, like that super aggressive side of me that really wanted to like get in pits at concerts and like fuck people up, it's kind of gone. But at the same time, I'm really competitive with like sports still and
Yeah.
things like that. So that's why I think rugby would be fun.
Oh yeah, if you
I
if
love
you want
physical
like
contact.
a
so
specific
good
outlet
at it.
for doing it like a
that'd be
couple
great.
times a week in
Yeah.
a very controlled environment,
I thought
fantastic.
you'd be good.
You think so?
Yeah.
You've seen me in the pit a couple of times at
I
concerts.
think you'd be good.
I think so.
I've never been able to go in the pit because my shoulder.
I know, but oh man, remember?
I wanted
You remember
to go.
As I Lay Dying though, man, at that pit? I remember that
Which
shit.
one?
As I Lay Dying, it was Buckhead Theater.
When I pushed him?
No,
Oh,
that was
my
with
face.
Jose at what show was that? It was Kublai Khan, Drunken Unicorn. That's what that.
Oh,
But no, you remember
that was
Buckhead?
the first
We ran
show I
into-
ever went to ever.
Right, yeah. But no, we're talking As They Lay Dying in Buckhead. You, me, and Calvin rode up in the
Yeah.
Hummer, met up with Spirit Horse and all them,
Yeah, I remember.
ran into the random strippers. Good times.
That was fun.
Yeah, but that
You're a
pit,
prof.
it was a bigger pit, but I just remember, like, I know I wasn't the smallest or biggest dude there, but I just remember, like, clearing everybody out of the fucking pit. It was so much fun.
You know, John was there.
Oh, Wolfman.
Yeah.
John. Oh, that's funny.
John Favreau.
I wonder if he was in the pit with me, because I would have loved that. I would have fucking loved
He
that.
was
shit.
definitely there then.
Oh, that's great.
'Cause I'm friends with him on Facebook and he put some pictures of it. When I was there, I thought that was him, but I
Yeah.
wasn't positive, and it definitely was.
Yeah, I was at a decent size then, too. That was like November or some shit. I think I was like
I went to quite a
255.
few shows that winter.
Yeah. Cannibal Corpse you went to.
Sisters
Yeah.
on Christmas.
With
Can you not read
Justin.
that?